What is up, Obscure Mic people? Bark, your host with the most, is back. I was out for a minute. Normally don't ever get close to a video being out for a week or close to a week, but I did this time. And that's because Hurricane Helena, hope everyone down south is okay, actually knocked out a lot of trees and power for 4 days in my neck of the woods, so I couldn't record nothing. I've got a viewer request, the Shure 565 SD Unisphere Freddie Mercury mic. It is a USA model. It's an old one, not a newer one, but an old one. Shure Brothers Incorporated, made in the USA, bro. And as usual, handheld dynamics don't take me a whole lot of time to go through and talk about bells and whistles and all that good stuff, but we'll do our best. And we'll open this video on the Shure wait a minute, I almost said 7B, SM58. So we're on the Shure SM58, so let it in. Let it fill your ears with all of its glory. This is a microphone that I kind of slept on for a long time, just because handheld dynamics and the fanciness of, like, you know, into dress broadcast style mics and all that good stuff. And I just slept on this thing, but it really is a great mic. It's really hard to not just be like, grab one of these and be done. They're just really, really good. But a lot of people swear by the 565 SD as well. So we're going to hook it up and see how it compares. Again, fill your ear holes with this so we can switch to. Before I switch over, I want to give a big thanks to channel members. So this microphone here, the video I released to them was on one impedance in particular. You can take the XLR out of the bottom and switch the impedance from low to high. 1970s mic, of course, they had it on high impedance, so it was a little thinner and this and that, and I'll show you that, but I switched it over to low impedance and it sounds a lot better. So big thanks to them for reminding me, because I kind of knew that, but I forgot that you can switch the impedance, and this was set up on high impedance by default. Let's switch over to this now from the SM58. All right, now we're on the 565 SD from Shure from the 1970s. This is what it sounds like in low impedance mode. I'll go ahead and show you what it sounds like in high impedance mode, since I already had that. High impedance mode? Oh, God, Arnold Palmer's got a big one. Let's roll that footage and I'll come back. This right here, the Shure 565 SD from about 1970. This is what it sounds like. Okay, so this sounds better in low impedance. It's more full. It is still brittle up top, but let's go through and do these back and forth tests real quick. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled pineapple pizza. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled pineapple pizza. Similar, but I feel like the 565 SD does a little better. When you get right on top of the Shure SM58, this is what it sounds like. When you get right on top of the 565 SD, this is what it sounds like. Going to take the microphone, go 90 degrees off axis. Still 90. Back around to the front. Not scientific, just quick stuff. Talking into the front of the microphone, we're going to go 90 degrees off axis, 180 degrees off axis, 90 degrees off axis, and back around to the front of the microphone on the 565 SD. Handling noise on the SM58. Some of the best handling noise in the business. Handling noise on the 565 SD. Maybe a little more than 58, but comparable. All right, so bottom line, I think this is a nice sounding microphone. I could see this being favorable over the 58 for some on stage, because this does have a very bright top end while retaining a lot of the qualities that make the SM58 really, really good. And some may just simply like this 1970s chrome style finish. It is nice. It is pretty. I mean, I dig it. But I dig all microphones because that's just what I'm into. Because I'm weird. 565 SD, I imagine the sound hasn't changed a ton. I'm sure it's changed a little. But on the BB-SAR, I think if you're looking for something a little brighter than the SM58, but is also built really well and still has a lot of the characteristics of the 58 besides the top end. I would give this mic a 7. I think it's good. I think it's definitely worth buying. It's a nice mic. I prefer the 58, but I get it. I get why some people might enjoy this more. It's different strokes for different folks, and it is a classic, and it is pretty, and it does sound fairly good. I don't love the top end. I think it's a little bit grating, especially when my voice gets a little higher. Grades right over top of that. Not terribly, but it's a fine grain like Spam. It's a Spam-like grain. You know how Spam's basically just like meat, but in pressed wood form, like pressed meat form. I don't know. 565 SD's out of here. Thanks to the members for pointing out that this is dual impedance. I did have to switch it. That's what it was. Now it sounds a lot better, at least to me. Obscure Mics. Peace out.